Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this edition of iOS News' Sunday paper program. In tonight's news, America is still closed for business as House Speaker Boehner twerks us off. A crazy mother gets gunned down in D.C., though there's no evidence she was texting while driving. The Supremes get to hear 8 appeals this year, and they're not furloughed? Cracker, please. American fugitive Ed Snowden has announced that he's up for the EU's Human Rights Award. I believe it's called the Snitcherson Award. Governor Corbett gets down on gays in PA. And speaking of crazy, a Montana man got his missing $500 back twice. And Philly's own wing bowl champ El Wingador gets clipped. This and more stories like these on this edition of the iOS News' Sunday paper program.
It's the I'm Only Serious News Network with Dan Mahan, Dave Morrow, John Smarmy, Tim Eli, and Darren Martinez.
The nation's capital got its share of drama this week when a woman with her 1-year-old daughter in the car tried to visit the Obamas, then changed her mind and decided to take a tour of Congress instead. The woman was shot and killed by more police organizations than the iOS News has time to report, to tell you the truth. Meanwhile, folks, 3 days later, another man doused himself with gasoline in the Capitol Park Mall, which is a very big park across from our Capitol. Doused himself in gasoline and lit himself on fire. And they rescued him. Where's the cops when you need them? Christ almighty. Somehow, a mother with issues of depression and a child in the car should be in the hospital tonight. Not Freddy Krueger. You know what I'm saying? Cracker, please. Also, Congress continues to twerk off the nation with its government closed signs hanging throughout the halls of Congress. Our aptly named Speaker of the House, Boehner, in another of his famous tearful messages said, "We're going to pay the furloughed workers for their missed time. Please, just be patient." You big sissy. So his solution, folks, for government spending too much is to close it down, furlough the workers, and then pay them for no production at all. Yeah. Now, the same plan Obama had without the layoffs and the work stoppage, by the way. Voters are taking their notes, as they did during the sequestration just recently, where did we really need them? Did we really need them? But the Supreme Court, they're not furloughed, folks. They went over 2,000 cases of appeals that came up for appeal with them this summer and selected, that's right, 8 cases. The other 1,992 were filed away in a go fuck yourself file. Yeah. Well, we don't want to overwork them fellas. And American espionage fugitive Ed Snowden has announced that he's up for European Union's highest human rights award. Yeah. They haven't announced it. He did. Apparently he's going through their files too. Cracker, please. But he's also up against the Afghanistan girl, Malayla Yousafzai, you know, the teenager who was shot by the Taliban for, says here, acting like a teenager. So let's hope she gets it instead. Scientists have discovered ancient supervolcanoes on Mars, like the ones in Yellowstone Park, which last erupted, say, 640,000 years ago or so. Yeah. But that's why we don't have enough teachers, because we're worried about volcanoes from millions of years ago on Mars. Mind you. In Montana, a man's golden retriever ate 5 of his $100 bills he had in his car while they were both traveling. But he got his money back twice. That's right, folks. Well, the first time it came out when the dog eventually gave him his change, which was a piece of $100 bills wrapped in poop. But he was able to clean them up, put them back together like a puzzle, ship them off to the Treasury Department, which sent him back another $500 check with a Thanks for not warning us about the fucking dog shit asshole. Signed, the Treasury Department. Pennsylvania's Governor Dick Corbett tried to apologize for an earlier statement made by his administration that said gay marriage was equal to children getting married. In his apology, Governor Dick stated that what he meant to say was that gay marriage was equal to a brother and sister getting married. Smooth move, Governor. Now you went and lost the mountain vote, too. You know what I'm saying? Cracker, please. This weekend in Philadelphia area was the 3-day walk for the cure. And I spent a few hours out there the first day offering Danny Grams to the women because, folks, early detection is key to the cure. At least that's what they said until I was chased away from my spot. Yeah, that's right. Also, the name of that parade here. The 80th annual Pulaski Day Parade, which is the Poles Parade, went off without a hitch this Sunday along the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Of course, if you remember last year's parade, ended up on the Vine Street Expressway because they're being led by none other than Mayor Nutter Butter, Peanut Butter. That's right. And also because it was a Polish parade. What are you going to say? But Philadelphia has a sad story too tonight. Our 5-time Wing Bowl champion, El Wingador, has gotten clipped, folks. He's recently been sentenced to 7 years in the big house. Yeah. Of course, they didn't get charged him for consumption because he's still 350 pounds. I mean, you can't take cocaine at 350 pounds. And but he did, however, consume 518 wings as sentencing was being read to him. So a new record. Way to go, El Wingador. But you know, folks, we've been hit here locally with the nation's furlough problems. Our very own John Smarmy has become a victim of this and a job he has part-time when he's not working with us here. John, how you doing tonight?
Thank you, Dan. I'm doing well tonight. I work in the Treasury. I'm also a natural treasure.
Ah. So how are things at Treasury? I guess we're not printing money now? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. But pretty much what's happened is they refuse to pay us because we're not working. But now I heard they're going to pay us for not working. But I usually don't get paid to work anyways. I don't do work at the Treasury. I'm part-time. I pretty much sit here and come up with crap for this. So it works itself out when you think about it, Dan.
So how long were you working there before they laid you off?
I was working there for about a year as a student temp, this college, and pretty much they recruited me because the fine work that I do of phone calls. Pretty much what I do is I hang up on people because people want their SSI checks. I don't got time to talk to these people. I say, yeah, let me call you back, and I put some.
I think I've spoken with you once on the phone, trying to get my 91-year-old father Social Security check. But that's a different story.
Let's save that for a different show.
Yeah. So who's handling these calls now then? No one is handling these calls?
As of right now, we have
Not
the
that anyone
leads.
was before, as you say. But
No, yes,
at
that's
least there
right.
was the illusion.
We only get 8 breaks, Dan. Only 8. That's
like prison. It's like
yes,
prison.
that's very true. And you know what? 8 breaks to me is not enough. I actually think it should be 9 because after that 12 o'clock span, I get quite winded after I eat my Popeye's chicken.
Well, I think the 8 number rolls deep in the Capitol because, as you know, as I mentioned earlier in the news, the Supreme Court has decided to hear 8 whole cases this year. That's less than 1 per Supreme Court justice.
I don't know if that's true, but I would say it is.
So you say I'm a liar?
He's only
I'm
serious.
always serious is right.
Oh, sorry, you're supposed to say that.
I see you brought your own toilet bowl with you over here. What is that thing? Is your water jug here?
Oh yes, that's a new product I'm inventing. Actually, Dave Morrow he's going to sponsor some of the money from his all the money he's raised out his tour in Thailand, teaching Thailand children how to tie shoes and give them raises to 35 cents an hour.
I haven't signed anything.
Enough out of you. Sorry, that we have a
Gotcha.
weird relationship we have.
Well,
Morrow.
if you haven't read any of his books, I got news for you. There aren't any. We found that out a few weeks ago. But that's a different story as well.
Please, do not put anybody on the spot for the clarification. I do not call anybody out and just tell it like it is.
So have you been to Fort Knox? I guess is the big news.
No, I haven't. That's over
It's
my
not
head.
part of the tour process for you? Haven't
No.
tried? No.
No, it hasn't.
Have you seen the bills being made down there?
No, I haven't.
Have you had anybody come in and try and rob you while you were there?
No, I've never been down there. I don't know, and I think that this.
Has there ever been a terrorist threat on your building while you were
Okay,
there?
this is enough of this question. You're putting me on the spot, and I need to. I only
just
agree to
wondering.
do 3 minutes of time. I'm a very busy reporter, and I've had phone calls to ignore. That is it, Dan. I'm done with this segment.
Well, we hope you get your job back soon. That's where I was getting at. I mean, it just sounds busy. You sound busy. Busy. Well, next, folks, we're going to have a segment tonight from Tim Eli about some entertainment news and the local comedy scene here in the city of Philadelphia, particularly in the Northeast area. Tim?
Dan the Man Mahan, Tim Eli, with the 10 pounds of gold. You want comedy? You want laughter? Come to Northeast Philly. We got Mahan, Martinez, Roboten, Jacobou, Reese, Rinaldi. We are the comics. The last time so few shook up so many, it was the 4 by God horsemen of the apocalypse. We're the horsemen now of comedy. We're Northeast Philly, Center City, Glenside, Abington, Jersey. You think I'm joking about this? We're not open like ham and eggers. See this watch? See this watch? Rolex watch. Costs more than your car. See these shoes? See these shoes? Brazilian emo skin. Costs more than your house. We're limousine riding. Learjet flying. All night partying. Ladies, tune into 1029. Ask for Eli's coming. Eli's coming. That's right, ladies. Eli's coming. You'll be coming too. You won't be the first, but you certainly can be the last. So Seinfeld, Leno, Letterman, CK, Rock, Kimmel, come into Northeast Philly. I'll buy you drinks. I'll get you women. The laughs you gotta earn. We're the horsemen of comedy. Please sit down and take a look, woo, at what's really causing all this. The comics of the Northeast. So whether you like it or don't like it, sit down and laugh at it. We're the funniest going today. Woo! Dan the Man.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Oof. High power, folks. That's the way we play it here. Well, next up in the news, folks, we have some entertainment news on the movies that you views or don't want to views. Up first, Darren talking about Gravity. Yeah, you want to hear this? Darren?
Yes, Dan. The movies. We went to the movies this weekend. Me and you didn't go together,
Hey,
but we did go to the
not
movies.
that it's wrong. As long as you're not married in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
As long as your popcorn doesn't have a hole at the bottom of it.
Hey, you do that trick.
This is the top 3 for the weekend box office numbers. Number 1, Gravity, a film that we both got a chance to see.
Yeah.
Made $55 million.
Way too much. You know, that part where the extinguisher shoots her around in space? That's
Yeah.
believable.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. Cracker, please.
Yeah.
They could have used, like, what you say on Facebook, like an alien in there.
They should have put I think they should have put an alien. Spoiler alert, there's no aliens in this film.
I'm
I think
thinking like a space Jaws, because
Yeah,
that
they-
one scene where
that
the
would've
guy's
been nice.
the head pops up because
Yeah.
the shit went through there.
a great white shark in
I'm
space.
thinking that reminded me of the scene in Jaws where they're looking underneath the boat.
Yeah.
And the head popped out. Yeah.
They needed that. They needed a space Jaws in this or something interesting, but they didn't have that. But yeah, forget about Gravity. Let's talk about number 2. And number 2 is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Part 2. Now this film, this is something I can believe. Big meatballs flying from the sky.
Happens all the time in Italy.
Yeah.
So I hear.
Number 3 though, Runner Runner. This is a film that Justin Timberlake is supposed to be the lead, co-starring Ben Affleck, who's going to be Batman.
Yeah.
And this only made $7 million. I don't know how much this cost to make. I would guess probably $100 million to make. Maybe between 60 and 100 million to make, and it only made 7 million, and that's the most that they're going to make in any weekend. Next weekend they'll be lucky if they make 2 million.
Do they have them with them glasses? Because they'll make a lot more if they 3D. Like
Justin
I tell you
Timberlake in 3D. Maybe the girls will buy it. I don't know.
Yes.
But what this shows is that he can't sell a film, unfortunately. You know, he's a great entertainer, a great singer. He's got good albums, good music.
Well,
you
he's
know,
on Saturday Night Live. It's
yeah, he's
called
great. He's excellent
overexposure.
on Saturday Night Live. But for some reason, the films is just don't start off big. So maybe that just says maybe you should stick to
Because he's a
music.
singer. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe that's it. Maybe musicians should stick to music, right?
Cracker, please.
I think we figured it all out. Dan?
Yeah. Save your money on gravity. Let the gravity put the money in your pocket and stay there. It'll be on home video soon enough. And up next, Dave Morrow and his Mystic Minute.
Thank you, gentlemen. This is the Mystic Minute with Dave Morrow, where we discuss the bizarre and insane forces that drive our lives every day. I am your host, Dave Morrow, Dave Ron Morrow, avid German kickboxer, black belt in psychic jujitsu, and unpublished author extraordinaire. Last week I told you I'd warn you about these little fellows here. They are ninth dimensional parasites. You might see graffiti resembling these creatures in your neighborhood. I first came across this in East Los Angeles. I was tracking a pyromancer by the name of Jack Pariah, who's been eluding me for quite some time. But these parasites, the only way that you can treat them exactly, I myself have come down with a case of them. It causes a horrible foot blister, and probably the first symptoms you'll notice will be streaming bursts of orange diarrhea. I mean, traffic cone orange. You'll know it when you see it. It's quite the bizarre feat. What you first want to take is the strongest liquor you can find, nothing less than absinthe. Get some of that, and then you want to make yourself a tea concoction of hemp seed, ginger, and of course garlic and wolfsbane, classic cure-alls. Mix that with your absinthe. Oh. Woo. Yes, that'll hit the spot. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave. Of course, another cure to it is to stay off the hallucinogenics while you're playing video games. Yeah. But in this week's edition of My Opinion, I'm going to be joined by our fellow anchorman here, Tim Eli. And tonight's topic, folks, is good old sainthood. That's right. Turns out that Pope John Paul II and Pope John, no Paul intended, the 23rd, will be declared saints on April 27th of this year at a ceremony that might see two living popes at the same ceremony for the first time. As you know, Pope Benedict, back in February, decided to be the first pope in 600 years to retire from the papacy. You know, everyone else died, or according to their traditions, JC went out with the nails on the cross, right? But he retired, and in his retirement, he said that he was going to be secluded for the remainder of his life from the public view and stay in a Vatican monastery. Oh my God, the Pope must be dying.
Well, you know, Dan, reporting back from the Vatican on my recent trip, it's true that the popes are going to be sainted, and one of the criteria is that they would have had to have witnessed 3 miracles in their lifetime, Pope John certainly was voted in by the Veterans Committee, and certainly he was the miracle of the bathroom, because these days we all have a John inside. Pope Benedict, it's well known at this point that he retired from the Vatican to open up a chain of Papacy John pizza establishments here in the UK. However, if it does require 3 miracles to be knighted, and to become sainted, then I agree that Philadelphia Eagle fans should all be sainted because of the 3 miracles in the Giants games. Of course, we all remember the miracle of the Meadowlands.
Amen.
And we remember the punt return. I believe that was Sir Jake Westbrook,
No,
And
no, I'd have to disagree with you there. That was our own Deshaun Jackson.
That was Deshaun Jackson, and again, I'm reporting from the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, we play rugby over there, you know.
Hey,
We have a different type of football, and the ball's around, you know. Similar to most of the male participants. Certainly it's got nothing to do with sainthood, although I performed a few miracles in the sack, if you know what I mean, eh?
I don't. I've been married 31 years. But I'm sure there's a lot of miracles in the sack. But that said the Eagles. And what was the third one then?
The third miracle was firing Andy Reid last season, you know. Quite a miracle.
We're going to the
So-
Super Bowl then.
We're going-
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I believe. I'm a believer. But of course, with these popes, I don't know, did you ever read the Book of Revelation, or are you a Catholic?
No, so I'm an atheist, you know. I was a Betheist, and I studied harder, you know, and I got me A.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Me, I'm a ceaseist. I cease to go to the Catholic Church because of silly things like this. So, folks, to wrap it up, we still have 2 popes in the world. No one's been retired. So get ready, Rome, for the biggest fight since the gladiators. Stay tuned. That about wraps it up for this edition of the Sunday Paper program. Thank you for watching the iOS News. And thank you to my fellow correspondents, Dave Morrow, John Schmarmy, and of course, Tim Eli. Have a good night.